Explain how to do the Harlem Renaissance Unit 1 test if you have not done that yet. So if you're feeling confused about what exactly you need to do, this video will walk you through what you should be doing. So the test is divided into two parts. Part one is just a couple questions talking about our conversations on poetry so far. So we've got one question on what the Harlem Renaissance is, and then a couple questions on some poetry terms. With these multiple choice ones, you can highlight your answer or underline it to tell me which one you chose. So you can click and drag over the answer, go over to highlight, choose a color, or go to underline, something like that. Just something to indicate whatever answer you chose. Then on part two, you're going down to the poem, I Shall Return by Claude Mackay. So with this one, what you want to do is read over this poem a couple times. It might seem like a bit of a confusing poem at first, but something that will be helpful to think about as you're looking at the poem is Claude Mackay's story, which I wrote down here. Is that he's an immigrant. He grew up in Jamaica, but moved to the United States, hated it in the United States. He felt overwhelmed by the racism and the other things that he experienced, and eventually moved back to Jamaica. That's going to help you understand what's going on in this poem. As you read through the poem, you'll see little numbers, 1, 2, 3, etc. Off to the side. Those are just some words that I defined down at the bottom. So if you don't know what a fife, a fiddle, and a fife are, you see the number 4, go down to the fiddle and fife down here. Musical instruments. That's going to help you with that section. Finally, you'll move down to the Analyze Poetry Note Catcher, which is what we've worked on in class when we've looked at poems so far. That's broken down into title, speaker, mood and tone, paraphrase, and theme. So you're just going to collect your thoughts on the poem in these boxes. And if you're not sure where to start, these questions are a good place to start. You don't need to go through and address every single thing in these questions, but this is going to help you get thinking about those poems. Pay particular attention to the theme section down here, where you're telling me what's the big idea of this poem, because that's the main final thing that you want to do. Finally, there's a bonus question down here that you should answer, because you'll get some free points out of it if you do. All right, if you have questions about this or you're stuck on a section, email me, come by office hours, message me through Google Classroom, however you want to. I'm happy to help out with it.